Milkman.
Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. We are 2 weeks away from week number 1. We wanted to cover some wide receivers and tight ends this week. Next week, I told the guys I want to cover some DFS strategies, tips, do's and don'ts so people don't waste their money, but they make money. But this week, guys, I want to talk wide receivers. Willie Walls, I hope you had a good week. I missed you. Is CeeDee Lamb going to sign?
He's going to sign, but it's going to be the first game of the season. And we know how this go. I mean, anytime you hold out, Swami and I know that you're not going to be at your full potential. It's going to take you a while to get your win because I don't care who you are. Nobody comes in and just come off the back, especially a receiver, and be ready. If you're already going to be winded anyway, now you're missing all the training camp. You're not in football shape. And what happens when you have that soft injuries? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know Lamb is a hell of a receiver, and I love him. But let me tell you something. I'm passing on him early. I ain't doing it because I ain't getting caught with my pants down. I've been there, done that. I ain't doing it. Mr. Lamb. I don't like it. I don't like it when he's missing this time.
Swami, there's shape, and then there's game shape. Are you believing what Willie's saying here? Like, if you're pick number 2 in your draft and CeeDee Lamb is there, are you pressing the button?
No. And I think, how they talk about the Madden curse. I don't like to talk about injuries, Doc. You know that, especially not, for players that are healthy. But it is a reality associated with holding out. I don't know if it's karma or what, but it just doesn't seem to go well. And I would add to it that Mr. Lamb, as much as I like him, he's as much a product of that offense and the targets that he get in that offense as anything else. And too often, Walls, though, we've seen it where these guys go other places and they see things not go nowhere near as well as what they had in that current situation. So I think he needs that situation. I think he needs Dak maybe more than he thinks. I think what they offered him seemed fair, even though I thought it was probably a lot considering the challenges they're going to have keeping that team together if they don't win this year. So, again, as much as Doc, we always pushing for players to because it's a business for them to take care of the business. But in this case, nothing about this one feels good.
Let me ask you a question. I saw something yesterday, guys, I thought was interesting. Maybe it's on Instagram, it was on something. Josh Allen, when he signed his contract a couple of years ago, was the highest paid quarterback. Now I think he's number 10 or 13. Jordan Love is making more money than Josh Allen. You're CeeDee Lamb, and you're seeing guys who just signed making more than you, but you're the better player. Now, Josh Allen was able to say, well, look, in a couple of years, I'll get it in my contract and I'll be number 1 again. But if you're CeeDee Lamb, guys, can you blame him for not wanting to step out in the field when guys like Christian Kirk are making $23 million?
Me. I don't think you can look at it like that. I think you got to look at your team. Would I take less money to play with Patrick Mahomes, go deep into the playoffs and have a shot every year? I think as a wide receiver, you have to consider that. Justin Jefferson, he'll own it all. But where's he going if they don't have a quarterback? Where's he going if they can't figure out the rest of that offense? So if you want to be the only guy and you stand there and with a ton of money, great. Because what happens eventually is they move away from you as well when they start rebuilding because your cap number, they realize is what's preventing them from being able to put together a team and fill out a roster. So I don't think so. I think it's short, lived. I don't think these guys are thinking long term sometimes. And yes, you might be the guy, just like you said, Doc, for a half a season. And the moment that you're not producing, all you do is put a big target on your back.
All right,
it's $2 million less than Jefferson. $2 million less. I mean, and Jefferson, listen, I know as Much as I want to say Lamb, if you ask me pound for pound, and no matter who your quarterback, who I'm going with, I am going with Mr. Jefferson. I'm just saying, he's going to be great no matter what. And what I'm saying is he deserves to be the highest paid receiver in the game because he's the best receiver in the game. I don't like his situation, but I'm just saying. Go ahead. What were you going to ask me, Doc? I'm sorry.
Let me ask you about Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is holding in. The Bengals are one of the cheapest organizations known to mankind. They do not pay for anything. Are you drafting him, Willie?
No. I would take a back. Give me the Atlanta back. Give me the Jets back. I am not drafting him there because it's all, first of all, you're already playing in the roughest division of all anyway. Number one, all stats are tapered down when you play them. And that's 4 times you play them in a division there. And now he's holding in, holding out. You still ain't practicing. This is, I don't care what you say. Yeah, you can see what's going on, but you're still not running with the team. And there's a difference. No, same thing for him.
All right, so let me get to another guy here, Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is a fantastic player in daily, in seasonal. He does get nicked up a little bit. There's always it seems like in every game he goes out he feels like he's injured and then he comes back in. You're drafting number 3 overall. You're clicking the button for week number 1 lineups. Are you paying up for Tyreek Hill?
Yes, sir. Remember, even if Tyreek misses a quarter or two, he still give you the kind of production that 98% of the guys in the league are not. So again, a Tyreek, and if has a chance of going for 2,000 yards, a Tyreek has a chance of going for 18 touchdowns, and you can't say that about more than maybe 2 or 3 other guys in the league.
All right, guys, the Lions. There's people out there who actually are saying they think Jameson Williams may have more touchdown receptions than Amon-Ra St. Brown. Is Amon-Ra St. Brown still one of the great players out there? Is he a guy that we rely on in DFS week in, week out? Is he a guy that you're taking top 5, top 6 overall? And are you buying into Jameson Williams, Willie?
I can say yes to both. I think Amon St. Brown is a beast. He has a 28-29% usage rate. Listen, this dude, remember the dude was hurt last year. He was hurt and still produced. You understand what I'm saying? He's a bad man. Amon, I love Amon. And Jameson Williams, I'm telling you, he's going to be a surprise. That was one of my surprises of the year. I love Jameson Williams, what he was doing, and you saw what happened in the playoffs. They are going to be a team to reckon with, and I love both receivers. And Amon is worth everything he get. Yes, if you ask me if I would take a number 6 or number 5 or whatever it is, number 6, I would take him over Chase. Ask me that question. I'd take him over Chase. Since Chase don't want to be in, give me Mr. Beck. And look at what they're playing 8 times a year. Then included Minnesota, so 9 times a year they playing in domes. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is yes to Amon St. Brown and yes to Mr. Williams. I love Mr. Williams this year.
All right, Swami, let me give you a couple more guys in the first round. Well, actually, before I get there, Justin Jefferson. Does it bother you that Sam Darnold is the quarterback? Or do you think, I say this, Nick Mullins was real good last year in DFS. Josh Dobbs was real good in DFS. I mean, Kevin O'Connell might maybe be able to make, you and me a quarterback. Are you still in on Justin Jefferson?
Doc, not just no, but hell no. Now, do I think he's a great player? Yes. Is he creeping back into the picture based on some of what I'm seeing with the Vikings and that offense? I think so. I think it's fair to say that there's some folks who have started to move up, Caleb Williams being one of them, but I know we're not talking QBs here, but there's some people who have done some things to improve their stock with me through the preseason and so far, at this point and getting close to the season. But I don't want to draft anybody in the first round with that big of a question mark at quarterback. Like first round to me is still one of those, you need to have one of the top guys that's not having any issues. So I don't like drafting Lamb. with his contract situation is high, and I definitely don't like taking Justin Jefferson with, everything that's going on with the quarterback and the offense. Remember, they've done some different things in the backfield. They are moving pieces all over the chessboard, and so I'm just not quite sure if I can trust them. And when they expect their tight end back,
Could be week 6 or 7.
it's just too much going on there, Doc, for me. Like, he's going to get all the attention, right? Double and triple, and don't like it.
Willie, week 1 of DFS, Sam Darnold to Justin Jefferson is going to be a popular combination. Giants stink. Jefferson is great. And as heat over, I just said, he'll take a 5K quarterback with a Jefferson all day. Does Sam Darnold trouble you with the Jefferson situation?
Hell yeah. Sam Darnold stinks. What are you talking about? You asked me, do I want chlamydia or gonorrhea? They both bad. I don't want either one. He stinks. He sucks. He is horrible. Do I trust Sam Darnold? Not only no, but hell no. He stinks.
Override makes a great point with the 5K, Willie, but it's a lot of good value, I think, week 1. I don't know if we necessarily, it's not like
need it.
Right. It's not like we have to do that. Where there's so many quarterbacks and running backs that we get some great prices on week 1.
And we got some games you're going to target. Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that.
A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, 2 other guys going in round 1. Swami, I like Garrett Wilson. I do. I liked him last year, and if Aaron Rodgers doesn't go out for the year, maybe he's a lot better than he even was. I mean, considering he had some horrible quarterback play there. Are you ready to buy into Garrett Wilson and A.J. Brown?
Doc, not first round. A.J. Brown is close. I think the only concern with A.J. Brown is that they got a lot of mouths to feed, right? And the things that we just talked about, CeeDee Lamb, what makes him amazing is 135 receptions and 1,700 yards, right? And you talking PPR, that he is he is rocking and rolling. You're talking about he's averaging 8-9 catches a week. I mean, you almost can't miss. And now you're talking A.J. Brown, where it's going to be 1 week, he looks like a all-pro. The next week, Smith's involved. The next week, Ertz got 3 touchdowns. The next week, Saquon got 2. I don't know if I can put first round value with that type of situation. So for me, I like the guys like St. Brown again, who in his 3 years over 100 targets every year. He's increased every year in both yards per touchdowns and yards, receiving yards every year. He's also as far as targets and receptions, he's getting there over 100 receptions the last 2 years. So I want guys like that first round. I can't when you're sharing, Doc, no, thank you.
Willie, Swami said something really interesting about guys just getting a lot of targets. I want to add another player to it, and then you tell me about Brown, you tell me about Wilson. I want to add Marvin Harrison to that mix, Willie. Marvin Harrison could have 150 targets this year. You may not like him, but there's nobody else in Arizona besides Trey McBride. Marvin Harrison legitimately could get 7 or 8 targets per week.
Now he can. I mean, but for first of all, it's always a little curve as a rookie receiver. I don't still consider him a Randy Moss when Randy Moss first came into the league. But what I'm saying is there's still a learning curve there, and it's still Arizona. So I mean, I get it. I don't like where he's going early in the second round. I don't like it. I mean, I'm not going to take him there. But he is a legitimate stud, and I think he's going to be a stud. But I think he's going to be a guy that's going to get better as the year goes along. Now let me tap back, and I'm just going to push back against Swami a little bit about Garrett Wilson. If Garrett Wilson is available like in number 11 or number 12, I will take him there and take another running back there, because I'm going to tell you the reason why. Now I agree with him with A.J. Brown, because I will take Barkley number 10 and number 11 before I take A.J. Brown, because Barkley is the one that's going to be, that guy. But the reason I would take Garrett Wilson is, what does Mr. Rogers do? When he has a favorite, he feeds you. And this dude was trying to be fed last year and still caught, the team had 547 yards. He had over 1,000 yards. He's still a monster. He still had uses. Now you give him with a quarterback who knows is going to have those little twitches at the goal line that can give him the ball there. I'm just telling you, Mr. Wilson, he has not been with a quarterback yet. This way he has had Swame, me, you, pass it to the dude. Wait till you get a quarterback. You saw what Rodgers did with Adams. I mean, Adams was a monster. I just think that he has that type of talent. And I really think he works hard. And I think, towards the end of round one, I don't mind taking Mr. Wilson.
Doc, please, before he's talking about a 40-year-old quarterback, right? We haven't seen many of them, especially play at that age and play well. We've seen one, and he was the GOAT. So oftentimes, we talk about exactly what it is that we're looking for at that position. What we're looking for.
Wait, Swami, let me ask you a question. Let's say Aaron Rodgers throws 22 for 34 for 240 yards and 1 touchdown. Nothing crazy. Are you telling me that Garrett Wilson can't get 8 for 100 and not 1 touchdown?
No, I'm not saying he can't, but I'm saying with my first round, I don't want to be projecting too far. What we're doing with these other guys, we're saying you had 135 receptions, you had 150 targets. We're not saying what you might be able to do right? If was a fifth, me, you, and Walls would be drunk.
But the thing we got to do, Swami, we got to project forward. We're projecting. You got to project. You're looking at where they did last year. Just like we talk about CeeDee Lamb, even though he did last year, you don't like what's going on this year. I'm projecting with Rodgers. I'm going. Right. It's past history what Rodgers have done with the number 1 receiver, and Mr. Adams is a great example.
I am projecting forward using all of the data that we have. I'm not projecting forward using my imagination. That's the difference. We have not.
You have to project with rose-colored glasses to win a league.
First round pick. We can project forward. I can't do it with the first round. Look at the risk involved. What you project
to me at number 11. I'm not talking about number 5. Number 11. 11, a late first round.
Willie, would you take Garrett Wilson at 8?
No.
I would take Garrett Wilson at 8.
It depends on what's there.
The 28 for me. That's what I'm trying to say. It's too much.
You're crazy.
Doc, is too much risk at it.
Look, I have made my bones in this industry by being ahead of the curve, by projecting things out before they happen. That's how I got where I got. And I'm telling you that Garrett Wilson could end up this year as a top 5 receiver. I'm not saying he will, but he has that ability with the quarterback. I mean, look what he did last year with Zach Stink.
And who's one of the better quarterbacks at goal line, throwing the ball at the goal line? And Rodgers. He still could throw the rock.
Yeah, I respect Mr. Rodgers. He's still Mr. Rodgers, but he's 40 years old. He's not been healthy, and I don't even know if he's going. I don't want to say any of that Willie Walls described us. I don't think he's going to finish the season though, and I don't think that Wilson is a first round pick for me.
All right, let me ask you guys about a guy who's very popular right now, Drake London. Drake London, Desmond Ridder may have been honestly the most inaccurate quarterback I think I've ever seen. That's how bad this dude was. He's like here, and he's throwing it to the other side. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Now he's got Kirk Cousins, who's very accurate. You may not like Kirk Cousins, but he is accurate. He's a solid quarterback. Would you take Drake London, guys? Is he pick second round, second, third pick, something like that, Swami?
I think so. I think I am still a little concerned about that offense with so many, I'm going to say additions, pieces, but I got a little bit more confidence in Cousins at QB. I think he'll give you, easily 5 or 6 games this year where he goes, for huge numbers. So I could get behind Drake London. I don't know if that's an offense that I like as much right now, but I do like Cousins.
Willie,
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
What are you confused?
You first of all, I love Kirk, and I like London there. But you get behind him, but you can't get behind Wilson. I am confused as hell. Kurt is just as old, coming off a worse injury than Wilson, but you all on him. I agree with you. I love him at this because one thing Kurt does, he's one of the guys that throws to the end zone more than any quarterback. So that's one thing, and he will make sure that receiver is good. Just like Justin. I'm just saying. So I love this guy. This guy had 21% inaccurate balls at the goal line. It's ridiculous what he went through. He had to jump 90 feet to catch a ball. This dude is great. I agree, but I mean, I'm just saying. But but I agree with you on that. I love him.
That's how many years older Rodgers is than Cousins.
Can I tell you something? 2 people in the last day have said to me they don't trust Atlanta's offense. And you know what bothers me? It's a whole new regime there. You got Raheem Morris. You got Zach Robinson. What are you talking about? How can you say you don't trust the offense?
I disagree. I'm in on the running back, the receiver. I disagree. Yeah. I think Pitts. I love their offense. Y'all crazy.
They got nice pieces, but they got to put it together. You know that.
Of course, but I mean, you can't assume that this is last year's Atlanta Falcons.
No, they were going to run it differently. That's why we got to project ahead.
Right now, this is last year's Atlanta Falcons.
Until when? Until week 1?
No, maybe week 5.
But by that point, you've already missed out. But you know why? Let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Guys in their mom's basement who are doing the algorithms are still thinking about last year's Atlanta Falcons. I always think we can make money the first month of the season because we know what's happening before it starts happening on the computers.
But if we're talking,
he's talking on the side of his neck because he's all in on Pitts. He's all in on Pitts.
You gotta let me finish. When we just bounced between. Walls does this to me a lot. We were talking about first round, season long draft picks, and then suddenly we talked about DFS. And we know that's different. DFS is going to be about price. It's going to be about value and a whole lot of other things that's going to come into play, which is going to bring these Atlanta folks into play. But if we're talking about a season-long draft, I'm saying I don't like Garrett Wilson. That's all I'm saying. Loves
season-long, man, first round.
They're not the same. They're not the
same. He's still a first rounder. Garrett Wilson is a first rounder.
First rounder. All right, let me ask you about 2 guys that I find round 2 to be the hardest round of my draft because there are guys I just don't know if I trust, not because they're not good, but because the offense sucks. Chris Olave is great. The Saints stink. They stink. I mean, they don't even know who they are. Can either of you guys draft Chris Olave confidently in round 2?
If y'all can draft those other guys, surely y'all 2 can. I can't because they all in the same doggone boat. And with my first round pick, I'm taking a stud. And I don't care if it's a 14-team league. I'm taking a stud. And I'm sticking by stud. And I'm talking about somebody in their prime in an offense that we know is much more dependable in a situation that we all know is that we're talking first round. Will I be taking Olave? He likely won't make a team of mine. He'll be in DFS lineups, and I definitely like him in a spot that he in this year. But no, sir.
Will you like Olave in round 2?
I can't get rid of Olave.
Forward.
No. I've seen this. I've seen this movie like 9 or 10 times. I ain't taking
harsh.
No, I ain't doing that.
Jack forward. Stop looking back.
No. Because you got taste. You got too much Taysom Hill. Who was a little sneaky guy on the other stuff. But anyway,
Willie, what about Devontae Adams? Another team, Gardner Minshew, man, throws a lot of picks, but Devontae is just one of the greatest receivers of all time. First ballot Hall of Fame good. But can you trust him this year?
What round? What round are you talking about? 2? Ooh.
You say number 2?
He said 2. Second round.
Round 2. It's where he's going.
I know.
He's not
going there with me. I'll take him in
3.
I'll take him in 3.
You're not getting him in 3.
I guess I won't get. I won't get him then. I guess I won't get him. But let me say this: Minshew, man, he's bad too. They are bad, man. They are horrible.
All right, let me ask you about a guy.
Listen. I like him. Beginning of round 3.
I want to ask you about a guy who I like that maybe other people don't. Malik Neighbors. Neighbors. Swami's laughing because we both know Daniel Jones stinks, but does it even matter? Because Neighbors is special, Swami.
Doc, what
Special.
camera am I on? This has been a constant theme. Camera 2, zoom in. This has been a constant theme. If these guys don't have quarterbacks, if they have a question mark at quarterback, we cannot, guys. We cannot ignore that. That's all I'm saying. GPP play, sure. You talking about drafting Neighbors? Well, I'd play any of Wall's neighbors before I played his neighbors with Daniel Jones. The Giants are such idiots. I can't believe they made that call. You gonna get that offense with Saquon Barkley had something going. And the fact that they tied their wagon to that guy, let him take him off the cliff, and they're going to take in all those young guys with him because they got a lot of talent on the Giants team that people ignore. But he hasn't gotten it done. And do we see that changing? No, I can't take it.
What round are we talking about? No,
3. 3. 3.
Where I would take him is round 4. He's worth a shot.
You're not getting him in 4. I don't know what if you're on planet. No way.
Well,
you're not getting Devontae.
I'm out on Neighbors then. I guess I won't be having no more Neighbors around me. I like him because he's a hell of a guy.
6th rounder for me because of his.
Oh no, you ain't getting him around round 6.
Then I won't get him. Quarterback issues.
All right, let me give you a team that's good. Deebo Samuel on a good team with a good quarterback. Will you take him in round 2, Willie Walls? You got to take somebody.
I know.
He already took Garrett Wilson.
Listen.
Lave.
It just depends what happened to Ayuk. I don't know what's going to happen to Ayuk.
Well, if Ayuk is gone, Deebo is a second round lock, right?
Yes. But if Ayuk is there, round 2 is a little too rich for Deebo for me. It's a little too rich. Round 3, I'm just around. I guess it's gonna be some people I'm just gonna miss out on. I'm just gonna miss them. I'm like, okay, well, I won't get you. I won't get you. But Deebo, if Ayuk is there, yes, Deebo is going to be doing everything. But other than that, I can't take Deebo in round 2. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
So, I mean, it's an interesting question about Ayuk because he holds the fate of a lot of guys, right? Deebo, Ayuk himself. If he goes to Pittsburgh, George Pickens' value drops. I mean, we just don't know what's going to happen with Ayuk. What do you do with Deebo and Ayuk right now?
I'm going to tell you, Danger, cover your ears, buddy. I know you out there because you're not going to like anything I'm about to say. Forgive me, 49ers fans. Doc, I don't give a damn about Ayuk. I puke. Let me tell you why. First of all, from a fantasy perspective, the guy is just okay. No matter where he go, all he can do is go somewhere and maybe take a little bit of attention from somebody. But he's been getting a lot of press. They've been talking about him like he's really done something in this league. Don't get me wrong. I like Ayuk, but he's just okay. As Steve Smith was saying, he's just a guy right now. He's not anybody who we're like, you got to take Ayuk in the first round. You got to take Ayuk in the second. We're talking about how does he impact other guys who we might take in the 8th round. That's what we're saying right now, and none of them matter. Here's the truth about Deebo Samuels. We love Deebo. We think he's a PTPer. All of us recognize he's explosive. Here's the reality. Mr. Deebo Samuels' most receiving yards in any of his season has been 1,400. He the most receptions in that year, 77. He is a whopping 80 receptions away from the guys that are leading the league. No thank you in the second round. You can take his 50 balls, his likely torn, ruptured, sprained, whatever, and his couple of good plays, and you can have him in the 3rd round. No thank you. They got one stud there who's a clear-cut, no-brainer first rounder, first pick. It should be just about every league. And then they got, I think, a good quarterback. They got a good tight end, and they got a couple of good receivers, but not one that I'm taking high. Hell no.
It's so funny about Deebo Samuel because when you think about him, you see the goodness. But Swami's right. He's not a target machine, but he has about 3 or 4 games all season where he just puts up 38 to 40 points. And those are the must-have weeks, whether it's in DFS or in seasonal, because you're winning. You're winning that week if you have them. All right, guys. Willie, Los Angeles Rams, Puka, Cooper Kupp. Puka's dealing with a knee injury, but expected back for week 1. Cooper Kupp fully healthy. Do you like one? Do you like both? Do you think Matthew Stafford will use one more than the other? What's your thoughts?
I like Cooper Kupp at the discount. Give me Cooper in the 4th round. I'll take him. If you look at it, if you project the stats before, Cooper was right with Puka when he was healthy. Okay, when he was healthy. And what I'm saying to you is, I've heard that in camp he has been lights out, getting back to being what he is. Listen, I love Puka, but I'm not taking Puka where he's going in the 1st round. I'm not doing it, but give me the discount on the 4th round. Yes.
So
yes.
Cooper Kupp is a 4th round guy. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave. What am I hearing, Doc?
Cooper Kupp is a 3rd round pick. 3rd round pick.
Whew. Okay.
3rd round pick.
Man, I tell you,
he is.
He's one heck of
a. He is.
He's much
Cooper
better.
Kupp, listen, Cooper Kupp is balling this year,
and he's better than many of these guys y'all mentioned. He has a better quarterback, a better offense, and a better situation than at least 2 or 3 of these guys.
Would you take him in round 2, Swami?
I would consider him in round 2.
Okay.
The way I like the draft, I'm probably going to look more at the running back.
You talking out the side of your damn neck, man. You saying this and that, and then you go take Stafford, who got more boo-boos than anybody in this damn time, always getting hurt, always having his damn back hurting, and then you go talk about these other people, man. Shut your mouth up, man. You're talking out the side of your neck. You talking out the side of your neck, man.
You can be the grumpy old man, but Mr. Stafford's stats speak to them for themselves. They don't need me to speak for them. Do you want his stats?
What are you talking about? But Stafford missed games too.
Stats speak for themselves.
He missed games too. He missed games too.
You
talking about Rodgers because he had the one time.
I said his stats. Don't try to change it. His stats.
No, I ain't talking about. I'm not talking about Stafford stats. Okay, so what? Michael Jackson looking for you. So
that's what we talking about.
So what I'm saying is, we talking about Cooper Kupp. He asked you a question. I told you I'm not taking Puka. I would take Cooper in the 3rd round, 4th round, but I'll take him in the 2nd.
If Matthew Stafford throws for 5,000 yards, it has to go somewhere. If Daniel Jones throws for 1,500, that's all it can be. It's not anything extra. Matthew Stafford is a stud. 4,800, 4,400, 4,300, 4,200, 4,600.
How many touchdowns did Matthew Stafford throw last year?
He threw for 24.
And how many the year before?
10, and the year before that, 41.
Okay, but let's look at last year. What I remember about Stafford from last year, lots of yards, not a lot of touchdowns.
24?
Is 24 considered?
That's not a lot of touchdowns. That stinks. That stinks.
All right, well, hold on. Well, I'll see how you guys feel about I think Mahomes had 25.
No, but Mahomes had a down year. Mahomes had a down year.
I think
a down year.
I think
are you putting Stafford and Mahomes in the same breath?
We're talking about touchdowns. That's the breath.
All I'm saying is that when I think of the Rams, I think of Matthew Stafford throwing for like 322 yards and 1 touchdown. How many weeks, do you have it in front of you, Swami? How many weeks did he have more than 2 touchdowns? Not 2, but more than 2.
Let me see. More than 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
All right. So
down. This stud. 24 touchdown. Stud.
How many?
Stud B's, you know what?
6.
What? He had 6 games with 3 or more touchdowns?
No, 3 or more. I thought you said 2.
I said more than 2.
Oh, hold on.
All right, Matthew Stafford last year. I'm looking at it here. 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. So he had 3 games. So 3 big games. 3 big games.
But he's a stud. He's a stud. He's a guy that gets the yards, but he'll get the touchdowns matter.
That's what I'm saying. Now, look, those 3 games were phenomenal. Okay, I'm not going to say they're not. Right? When you're throwing for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns, you're my friend. But how many games? 319-1, 317-1, 307-1, 334-0. It's not good enough.
I'm looking at.
It's not good enough for DFS.
No, I'm just saying it goes Prescott, Love, and Stafford is ahead of Jackson, Ertz, Stroud, Lawrence. I mean, the Cousins. I don't.
I'm
Okay,
saying
sir.
this year. You don't think CJ Stroud is going to throw for more than 30 touchdowns this year?
No, I think he will. But we're talking about his production and what he did. Because Walls is talking about the 24 that he
I
did.
know, but look at what CJ Stroud did from halfway through the season, right? When he hit week 9 and he actually got good. The games were much better. 470-5, 356-1, 336-2, 304-2. He had one wretched game against the Jets, but that was just a wretched game.
I'm just saying, players like Josh Allen had 24. Players like Patrick Mahomes, all these guys, they were right around the same.
Yeah, but how many rushing touchdowns did Josh have, sir? Don't even say
15.
You can't say
15.
But it's 12 quarterbacks there. Why are you taking the one that had?
No, I'm just saying. But the point is, we talking about Stafford can't run. Okay, so he's got to do it by passing, and 24 is not enough.
I want to ask you guys about two situations. Let's go back to Stroud. Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Got 3 guys there. Are you taking any of those 3, Swami? Any of those 3? Or are you worried that they all could be good, but none could be great?
I am worried. If I had to pick one right now in the day, it would probably be leaning towards Dell. If I had to pick one right now in the day, but I am concerned about
You out of your mind. Who do they give the money bag to? It's Nico Collins. If you had to pick one, it would be Nico Collins. I like Dale too, but Nico Collins will be the guy. If I don't want none of them because the one I want is Stroud because I know Stroud's going to get the touchdown, but I don't know who it's going to go to. But the money bag goes to Nico Collins.
Willie, you mentioned Swami mentioned earlier about Caleb Williams. I'll ask you the same question about the Bears. Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze. Do you want any of those guys? Are you drafting any of them and you feel good about it?
Dunze is an interesting guy in the later rounds. That's the guy who might be, moving Mr. Keenan Allen out, because I think that guy it could be something. I mean, listen, Moore is a stud still, but I'm not. I'm not getting to those guys because I think they could go. They got a lot of weapons. There's a lot of people to eat, So where they going in their rounds? I mean, the only one I would like where he's going is a Doomsday because we don't know what he's going to be, and I think he has the one that could be one of those surprise guys for the end of the year. So, but where they going, I can't take him, because I think he's going to spread it out, and the quarterback is going to be a stud.
So, what do you think about the Bears?
I think the Bears are very interesting. I think what Caleb is doing is coming in and showing you he is everything they thought he was. I was even pleasantly surprised at how quickly he seemed to take control of the offense. From a fantasy perspective, they're getting a team with a lot of pieces, so they'll probably pick up a lot of points. He seems like he's an interesting guy to take, but you just don't know how they're going to spread it around. The defense look like they're going to, put them in situations where they can win short field, stuff like that. So there's a lot to like about the Bears right now. But just real quick though, you say where do you feel like? I feel like he'll land. He'll land somewhere around 24 touchdowns, which will put him as top 10 because that's what 24 touchdowns is. The most that anybody was having, they're falling around 30. It's no more Tom Brady's. They're around 30. So 24 is excellent when everybody else is around 24 to 30.
No, I don't. I mean, look, I'm not knocking 24, but when you think of it, a 17-week season, 24 is 1.5 touchdowns a game.
And the thing you keep forgetting what these other quarterbacks have that this other quarterback you keep trying to go back to is he doesn't run a damn ball. These other quarterbacks run. Jordan Love is a two-way type of player. that could also get you some yards in the thing. So
The
that's
play-
all I'm saying. Listen, I'm not doubting. We're not even talking about Stafford no more.
The players
But I think Caleb might get 30. I told you that was my.
Are Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, Baker Mayfield. You hear any runners in there? My point is, stop mentioning running crap. The 24 is a good number, even if it's not great.
First of all, I would take Jared Goff over Matthew Stafford.
Right, but their numbers are all right there, whether you want them or like them or not.
How many touchdowns did Goff had last year?
30.
And he had a running team.
30.
No,
30.
30. Yeah.
So
and he got a running team.
You divide that up by 17 games, and it's not even one more a game. It's
But the point is, I mean, the point being is what we're saying is, listen,
we can't make all the quarterbacks throw for. You got to play one of them. We got to plan for the big week. We got to say who is going to be in there. I don't think you can just play one guy and just play him all the way through. The only person who was performing like that, who had crazy games, was Dak, and then Dak took a huge dip. He took.
Well, let me throw something out to you. Fantasy playoffs, okay? I'm just asking you if this is a tough schedule. Week 15, the 49ers. Week 16, the Jets. Week 17, Arizona. Would you say that's a tough schedule?
No.
You don't. The 49ers and Jets on the road. You don't think that's a tough schedule?
I think 49ers, yes. I wouldn't put the Jets up there yet. The Jets are playing well. I wouldn't put them with the 49ers just yet. They still. I wouldn't put them both here. There's like more like a here.
You better tell your dealer to send you some stronger stuff, dude. You better have him deliver stronger stuff.
We seen the Jets defense play well. We projecting the offense forward. The Jets just got to put it together. But
I'm telling you, that's who the Rams play in the last 3 weeks.
The 49ers are doing it, guys. They are here. They're not.
Right. And the Rams are on the road against the Jets. That's a real tough schedule. If I'm trying to win a fantasy league, I don't know whether I'm doing it with the Rams. I got to be honest with you.
I agree. And when I talk about Walls, will tell you, I don't talk about a quarterback I'm gonna start from week 1 to 17. I play season long like DFS. The guy who playing for me likely gonna be the same person who playing. Doc, I'm gonna make so many moves in Axe Walls. I'll make so many doggone roster moves. I'll lead the league in roster moves as well, and points. And
I don't know. We going neck to neck because people we look people
Are you talking out both sides of your neck? Both of you?
No, when it comes to season long, we cut you real quick.
I play it like DFS. It is matchup based. There's nobody who's going to be in there week 1 through week 17, 18. So pick a guy who
let's get the tight
But you see what that says? When Heat Override says he'll have limited exposure to his Rams, and he's a Ram fan.
Hey,
yeah,
let's get
I don't blame him, but the Rams got some good pieces. Kyron Williams, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. I don't know what you guys are saying. That offense is going to score some points. Stafford might only had 24 because Kyron Williams had a few more touchdowns this year.
That's true. All right, let me give you a couple of tight ends. Travis Kelce, Willie, are you drafting him?
No.
Swami, you drafting him?
What round?
3.
No.
Sam Laporta, Willie, you drafting him?
What round?
3.
No.
4.
Possibility.
Swami, you drafting him in 3 or 4?
I get tight ends round 14, Doc.
So you ain't drafting him. You're not drafting Kincaid. You're not drafting McBride. Nobody.
If they fall, maybe at 12, and maybe that's the best shot. Walls.
He's lying, Doc, because he was trying to get this tight end. Somebody sniped him.
Yeah,
He's trying to get.
Gonna get Pitts, but I didn't. I waited on him and I didn't get him.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Who's your round 14 guy, Swami?
I got Freiermuth.
I like him. Willie, you like Taysom Hill?
I think Taysom Hill is an interesting guy. I think he's very interesting. I do. I think he's very interesting.
Starts, but
yeah, I mean, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you guys play Taysom Hill?
I
Can you
love
play
Pitts.
Taysom Hill in seasonal or DFS because you can't rely on him?
You got to pick your spots. I don't like him week to week. No.
Yeah, but you got but he is viable on certain times. I mean, Taysom listen, I'm gonna take a couple of shots with him. You know, I think you take a couple of shots with him both leagues. The guy that one of my favorite tight ends is Mr. Pitts. I love Mr. Pitts.
Can I give you a tight end I think is great? First of all, I like Freiermuth. I like Tyler Conklin. Aaron Rodgers makes guys like Robert Tonyan into names. What is he going to do to Tyler Conklin who can actually catch a football?
I like
and Doc, who's the tight end?
But that offense starts to look like, you know, a lot of pieces that we like as well, right? Because a lot of people like Breece Hall. So it's there's a lot of pieces there. And that's also my concern with, again, just taking anyone out too high.
Well, I'm thinking, but Doc, who's that tight end that we were talking about with the Commanders before?
Oh, Ben Sinnott. Ben Sinnott.
Yeah, Ben Sinnott is very, very, very interesting. Not Mr. Ertz, Mr. Sinnott. He got some stuff with him. I'm telling you, that's the guy that I hope moves Ertz out the way.
Ben Sinnott is like 6'4", 250, big dude, runs fast, played at K-State, big catching radius, everything you want. Lathan is right, though. I like Jake Ferguson, too. I like him a lot.
Oh, yeah. Ferguson is always going to be there. Let me tell you another guy who might do a little comeback this year, Dortch. You know, since you got the rookie quarterback throwing it to the tight end, Dortch.
And did you see Zay Jones is suspended for 5 games?
Oh,
see that?
Wow. No, I didn't know that.
And what's going on with Darren Waller?
He's retired.
Okay.
He's done. Stick a fork in that dude.
Not happening. Okay.
Look, I'm with you, Swami.
What?
I'm with you, Swami. I take a late tight end. Willie, tell me this. Will you waste a pick? Do you consider taking Sinnott as a waste, or are you taking him with your last pick in the draft?
It'd be a free agent edition.
I mean, honestly, that's a little rich to my blood for my last pick, my only pick. It's not gonna be it. It won't be him. I'm just saying I got my eyes on him for later. You know, I got my eyes on him for later. I'm not saying it, but I'm gonna tell you the guy that's interested. What is the Raiders tight end? What's the
Brock Bowers?
Bowers. They're going to use him in different ways. He's
been hurt, guys. Let me give you a nugget here. He has missed practice. His foot has been injured for a while.
Oh, never mind.
And I'm a little worried about him. You haven't heard about it, but I'm a little worried. Yeah. Keep your eyeballs on Michael Mayer just in case.
No, his name should be Bowles because he will be doo-doo. No, thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't know about all the foot stuff.
He's not out yet, but it's just he hasn't played a lot in practice. I don't know.
No,
I'm getting the heebie-jeebies there.
Yeah, because Swami and I, if you don't practice, you can't win in the tub. All
right, so I'll trust the Q. Okay. All right, give me a wide receiver, Swami, that we haven't talked about who you think could be really good.
I think somebody who is probably going under the radar right now might be Watson. I think that Love, everybody's high on him, and we saw what he was able to do as far as, you know, still stretching the field, and I think he could, you know, be more maybe of a comeback kind of bounce back, but it's something that's interesting about Watson right now.
I like it. Willie, who's the balls to the walls call from Willie Walls, their wide receiver?
Give me that Coleman, the receiver for the Buffalo.
Oh, Keon Coleman?
Yes, sir. He's a stud. Matter of fact, a lot of people are getting confused, but the secure has not been playing. You know, he's been playing like in 3 wide receiver sets. This dude right here, Coleman, is catching some eyes, and I think he's a very, very interesting guy to me, and Mr. Coleman. And I think Josh, he got that kind of quarterback that can make him better. And this dude is big, and he could go. They call him what, 50-50, because he can get those 50-50 balls.
I like what Jerome Richard just said. I love Ladd McConkey. But, Willie, don't be shocked at my guy. I like Terry McLaurin this year. Jaden Daniels.
We do too.
Woo, I like him.
Yeah, but who the hell are they? But they got rid.
Doesn't matter. Jaden Daniels is going to find him a bunch.
I like him too. No, that's our guy. But what I'm saying is, you got rid of who are they bringing in? That's all I'm at. Who are the Commanders bringing in?
Oh, I know this guy Blocker out of Maryland.
Oh, we know
So
he has. If his last name is Blocker, he is ass. We can tell that right now. He is cheeks. He is cheeks of the ass and ass of the cheeks.
Hey Doc, he's clearly a madman. Don't pay him any attention.
He is clearly a madman.
What you
All
think?
right. So
San Diego situation before we go. San Diego, we hadn't talked about them. Is anybody you like over there?
Lad McConkey.
So if he's the slot guy, or if he's the Keenan Allen, nobody on the outside.
Well, first of all, Quentin Johnson can't catch.
Palmer is still interested. I really think
he's not. Can I tell you why I don't like Palmer? Because Palmer is going to get the other team's top cornerback. So Sauce Gardner is on Palmer. Jair Alexander's on Palmer. Palmer's good, but he's not number one cornerback good.
So last one, then who you like in Tennessee?
Calvin Ridley.
Yes. We forgot about Ridley. Ridley's worth that pick in the 6th, 7th round. I like Ridley.
He's really good. And Will Levis is way better than anybody thinks he is.
Right.
And I like Chris Godwin this year. And I like Mike Evans. I think Tampa's underrated.
Yeah. Oh, and we will be talking about that Commanders game, Tampa game for DFS. That there's a lot of pieces that we like in that game.
And it's much better value that you're getting on these guys. I think I got Chris Godwin in round 12 or 13.
What? Can I sign up for your league, please? Because in my league, he's going in 5.
But they was too busy taking Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. I got him in round 10. I'm sorry, Doc.
Oh my God, round 10. Please put me in your league, please. I beg you. I just want to take your money. I'm taking your milk money. I'm taking your milk money.
It's a 10-teamer.
Oh my God. All right, we are back next week giving you all the DFS information you need. We're going to help you with correlate your lineups. We're going to help you with strategies. We're going to get you set. It's Dr. Roto for Willie Walls and the Swame Odell Blocker. We'll see you next week. Be well and take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.
All right.